Knowing how to use colors effectively to set the mood or atmosphere, or how to pick colors that go well together is important because colors, when used correctly, can guide the viewer's eye to what's important or change the tone or mood of a subject. When used incorrectly, it can leave your viewer not quite knowing where to look first or where to rest their eye. You need to control the number of vibrant colors in a slide. To start with, decide what tone you want to set with your colors. There are of course times when you want to stick to a plain white background with black or dark grey text, but here are some ideas for setting a particular mood. Use quiet hues like light purples, blues or greens to convey restfulness and serenity. The human mind does not usually see these colors as signals for alarm as they might red, orange or yellow tones. A muted palette of darker tones can also evoke a sense of calmness. For a progressive palette, look at what colors contemporary website or music and video companies are using. Don't copy them, of course, just get a general idea. If you're teaching a course, setting up a website or creating a book cover for something to do with finance or something more corporate, a rich palette might be called for. Try mid to deep blues combined with full shades of gold, or muted purples with an accent color like dark green. I'm going to show you a quick and easy way to choose a colored palette using a color wheel, and later, if you already have a brand or a logo, I'll show you how to choose colors that go with it. Here are some basic recipes or color rules that work consistently and make it easier to choose colors that are in harmony with each other. Your easiest choice is a monochromatic scheme with only one color using different shades and tints of the same color. And then there's a complementary scheme where you choose a color and then use the color directly opposite it on the color wheel. Use one color predominantly and then choose the opposite color to highlight typography or place emphasis on certain words or highlight a detail in an image or to add accents. The analogous rule is a rule where you choose colors which are made up of the colors nearest to your chosen color on the wheel. You can choose lighter or darker shades of any of the colors. This scheme is often found in nature and is easy on the eye and creates a peaceful and comfortable mood. Then you could choose a split complementary, which is when you choose a base color and the two colors on either side of its complementary color. Or you could choose three colors that are equidistant from each other on the wheel, which is called a triad. This is a cheerful and energetic scheme. Adobe has designed a free tool that automatically creates color schemes for you based on your focus color. Search for color.adobe.com. If you sign up, you'll be able to save your themes. But if you don't want to sign up, you can just use the tool as it is. In the middle here, you have a color wheel with 5 color pickers on it. Each picker is represented by a swatch below. The one with the up arrow is the base color. If you click on a color to highlight it, the corresponding color picker will highlight as well. You can make fine adjustments to your color using the sliders below. Each slider represents one of the colors used by the color system you choose below that. In this case, I'm using RGB for electronic media, but if you were creating an image for print, you would use CMYK. So I have a red slider, a green slider, and a blue one. You can either adjust your sliders by eye, or if you know what the number value is, you can type it into the box. My red slider is currently right over in its opposite color on the color wheel, and as I add more red, the value goes up in the box. Here I am subtracting green, and now I'm subtracting blue. Your red, green and blue sliders will adjust automatically if you darken or lighten your color using the bottom slider. This last box shows the hex value of your color. Hex is the hexadecimal number used in HTML and other computing applications to represent colors. If you already have a logo or a color you want to use, you can enter its hex value in the box. If you don't know its hex value, I'll show you how to get it shortly. The closer your picker is to the middle of the wheel, the lighter your color will be. And the further out it goes, the more intense your color will be. But to make it darker, you have to use the black slider. Now here are the color rules we spoke of earlier. If I choose one of the rules, the color pickers immediately conform to that rule. I'll choose analogous. Now I have my base color and two close shades on either side, each represented by a color on the swatch. If I grab the base color picker, I can move the color pickers inwards or outwards simultaneously. If I select one of the outside pickers, I can stretch the range of the analogous rule to include colors further away from my base color, but the four pickers are locked into the rule, so they will move away from the base color equally. Although you can move them in and out independently to lighten or darken the color. Or you could grab the base color picker and choose any other color on the wheel. The other pickers will automatically move to conform to the analogous rule. I like these colors except the one on the far left, so I'll just pull it out a bit. But what if none of these rules are working out for you? There's a tool to help you extract a palette from an image. Click on the camera icon and navigate to any image you have saved on your computer. It does not have to be a quality image. Even a quick screen grab of something you like will do fine. If you pick on each of these moods in turn, you'll see that the software will automatically choose colors from your image. We start off on colorful, and then you could choose bright, muted, deep, or dark. Choose the palette you liked best, and then click on the color wheel icon to take you back to the color wheel. The color rule will be set to custom, and you can adjust your colors manually or using the sliders below. If you just want to emulate the colors of nature, go and get an image that roughly represents the mood you're looking for. Then move your color pickers onto colors within the natural element. First, notice that the color mood has changed to custom, unlocking all of the color moods like bright or muted, and will now conform to any color you choose within your image. Then, notice how you get a magnifying glass so that you can fine-tune your selection. Once again, revert to the color wheel to see your swatch with the data for your chosen colors where you can fine-tune them. If you have a logo or corporate colors that you want to include in your project, choose that, and once it's inside Adobe Color, you can move the color pickers to the exact colors you want to record. Click back to the color wheel and you'll be able to read the hex values for your colors. If you've signed in, you can save your palette, but if you haven't, you can simply take a screen grab of the palette. If you're on Windows, hit the print screen key on your keyboard, and if you're on a Mac, hit Shift-Command-4 to bring up your Mac selection box and draw a rectangle around the area you want to save. I always prefer to take a screen grab including all the data so that I can put it in my own color folder on my computer and have it for easy reference. Now that you know how to set the right tone for your project and have a basic understanding of the color wheel, and you know how to create your own color schemes using the Adobe color wheel, I hope you'll find it easier to choose and apply colors in the future.